Hi, my name is Jennifer. Welcome to Love and Faith channel. Thank you so much for joining me again today. Thank you for liking, for sharing, for following me on Facebook and Instagram. God bless you so much, and thank you so much again and again and again. Thank you for helping me share the good news of God. So today's topic is joy, maintaining a joyful heart. It's so important that you understand that God wants you happy. He wants you to be happy. He does not want you to be anxious about anything. And you have to know that maintaining a joyful heart produces joyful results. Trust me. So today's topic is from the book of Luke chapter 10 verse 13. So this is a storyline of Mary and Martha. So one day Jesus and his disciples went to a village and they were welcomed by Martha. So Martha received Jesus and his disciples, and Martha had a sister called Mary who was sitting at the feet of Jesus and listening to his teachings. And all of a sudden Martha approached Jesus and said, do you see that my sister Mary is not helping me serve? Do you think this is actually right? Can you tell her to help me? But Jesus looked at her and said, Martha, Martha, you're worried and anxious about many things. So the thing is, some people are worried and anxious about so many things. But God doesn't want you anxious, and He certainly doesn't want you worried. The thing about being worried and anxious is it leads to frustration, and then frustration is portrayed and revealed in so many ways and forms, and one of them is anger. Sometimes someone might just ask you something and you might give a rude or not so nice answer, but that's just because you're just worried or anxious about something, and it's being reflected through your actions and through the way you talk, and which might sometimes not be the true you, but it's just because you're anxious and worried. And God doesn't like that. He wants you to be happy, and He doesn't want you worried about the littlest thing. If you read the book of Philippians, Jesus tells us not to be worried or anxious about anything, but in everything we should just present our requests to Him, and it will be done to us, and of course with thanksgiving also. God wants you happy. It's so important, and it's important to be happy about yourself and about everything, and it's important for you to find the good in everything, and that way your mind will always be focused on positivity, which also leads to happiness. And there's one incident that I like to actually share with you, how there's some people, they just like to entertain trouble or being worried, but at the end of the day you have to understand that it's a choice that you have to take. So there was a little incident that occurred, and the person started speaking to me in not such a nice way, and I wasn't really too pleased about that. I just found myself disappearing out of the situation. I escaped successfully because I don't like really public display and all sorts. So anyway, so I remember that particular time I came home. I was so angry. I was so angry because the thing is, I could have said so many things, but I was beating myself up. I should have said this, I should have said that. And afterwards, the funny thing is, I was expecting the person to come and apologize to me. But the fact, because I knew that I didn't do anything wrong, and there was someone there who saw everything happening and didn't know that I didn't do anything wrong in that circumstance either. But at the moment I found myself praying, I felt my spirit to apologize. You should have seen me. I was almost having a battle with God. I was like, God, but I didn't do anything. It wasn't my fault. I didn't do anything. But at the end, of course, I have to be obedient. So I sent a nice message. I apologized to this person. And when I saw the reply, I was shocked. The person was like, I am sorry. It wasn't even your fault. I was just angry. Something happened earlier on. I wasn't happy about that. And I just took it out on you. And I was like, in my head I was like, oh my God. And it made me feel like if I hadn't apologized, they wouldn't have apologized back, and this would have been a burden weighing on them instead of on me. So by me apologizing, I released that person and released myself of expecting them to apologize to me. I hope you get the storyline. But at the end of the day, don't carry weight. Just let everything go. Even if it's not your fault, apologize, because sometimes people are just going through so much. You don't know what they're going through, and they might just release it on you. but don't take everything personal. Just make the first step and apologize. And if there's something that you just don't understand, just approach the person in a nice, calm manner. What have I done wrong? Is there anything I can do to make things better? It doesn't cost you anything to do that, and bear in mind that there's blessings in that as well. By you being the bigger person and stepping up and showing that you care, that's what God expects from you. Oh, one more thing as well. Being happy as well is expressed in so many ways as well. I just almost failed to mention that, but it's important that you understand that happiness is expressed in many ways. It could be through dancing, through praise and worship. If you remember the story of Paul and Silas, they actually sang praise and worship and the gates opened in prison. That's how powerful this is. And funny enough, I also have a testimony when it comes to praise and worshiping God. I remember one time there was this letter that I received to make a certain payment. When that letter came home, I put on the floor, I just laughed. Literally, I just laughed. It wasn't funny at the time, but I just felt my spirit. I listened to a preacher and they said, if something is really bad, begin to praise and worship God. If it's really, 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 really bad, just begin to laugh. And the moment I began to laugh, there was this sense of victory in my spirit. I'm telling you, in less than a week, this whole bill was cancelled. And I didn't even pray. This was not even prayer. This was just laughing at the situation. Guys, this is just an encouragement to let you know that God wants you happy. And happiness also produces successful results. Thank you so much for watching and thank you for joining me. See you again next time. Bye-bye.